And welcome to New Energy Crew Podcast. I'm your host, JP Warren, and I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in today. And we got an exciting episode today for those that are tuning in. If you're enjoying this, please make sure you subscribe and like and talking about it and all that fun stuff, sharing it. So it's the new year. It's January 1st right now, and this topic kind of stems from something that we've had a lot of family time, a lot of time at the house, a lot of time playing games and all that stuff, and whether it's video games or whether it's kind of board games as a family. And this kind of something that kind of originated naturally, and this is the power of self-talk. All right. I think that this is kind of like, as we enter the new year, it's one of those things we're all looking for these hacks or these things to be more efficient, improve this, improve that, these New Year's resolutions and all that. However, I personally think that this is probably one of the easiest, lowest hanging fruit, and probably one of the healthiest things that people out there can do. And even if you just start practicing today and stick with it, I've seen dramatic results, and I think others out there too. And it sounds it might be hoity-toity, foo-foo, and all that stuff, but it's not. I see it working, and I hope you can too. So this is all about getting rid of your negative self-talk, and actually, whenever you do hear yourself self-talk, and stopping that and kind of giving yourself a compliment or two after that. All right. I'm trying to think when I want to share, this personal story about self-talk. I'll probably get into that in a little bit, but let's kind of get into kind of a self-talk as kind of a reality shaper. I mean, if you're out there, I mean, we all know people that, some days, we all know people out there that things always go really wrong for them, right? Don't we? We always know people that things go really right for them all the time. And we can know who those people are based on kind of how they present themselves and how they kind of project themselves, to the world, to kind of that shapes their reality. I personally believe that kind of like, whether it's, sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I feel just crappy. I feel like it's gonna be a bad day, and I'm very negative, grumpy around the house, and what happens? The day starts turning bad, like bad things, like hit the fan. Like, it's just like, whenever I wake up and it's like that, and I start talking like, oh, another day, another this, another that, bad things start to happen. Once I have that negative self-talk, bad things start to happen. However, whenever you wake up, and you might notice this too, and it's just a great day, you're feeling it, you're feeling great, you're feeling good, you're talking people up, you're calling old friends, and all that, things start working out your way. So just that's kind of the base of this. So it's more than just kind of like, it's not trickery. All right, so let me get into this a little bit. All right. So I'm going to go over I don't know this stuff that well. I'm just going to go over kind of what I've researched on the internet about, cognitive psychology or, neuroplasticity and all that stuff. But there is a science behind self-talk. And I'm going to go over briefly before I kind of start sharing stories, and kind of want to tell you how to kind of give yourself positive self-talk and kind of why it's important. So, anyone from Dr. Joe Dispenza out there to whoever out there know all about cognitive psychology. That's how our thoughts influence our emotions and our behaviors. So think about that. If I'm walking into a room and my thought is a certain way, it's negative. Let's say it's a wet blanket. It's negative. It's not going to go great. This is going to fail. Well, whatever that is, you're an idiot, JP. You can't handle this and all that stuff. Whenever that happens, and you walk into that room, it changes how you act. It changes how you approach a situation, how you attack a problem. And so there is whether it's a science or whether it's truth or not, but try that out. Next time you walk into a room, and I had this experience not that long ago. I was about to go into a room. I think it was like an investment firm, company or whatever like that. Anyway, it was out of my element. I've never dealt with it before, and I've told the story before. And before going into that meeting, I was very nervous. I was a fish out of water. Imposter syndrome was hitting pretty hard. And I started noticing my little imposter syndrome voice started kind of giving me some negative self-talk. And I started feeling that. I started getting nervous. I started going blank. And then within 3 or 4 minutes, I stopped myself, and I caught myself, and I started changing how I talk to myself about what to expect in this meeting. I started talking myself up, like I was coaching myself up, like, get in there, get after this, do this, do this, do this. You're going to do great. You belong here. You know, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna crush and all that stuff. And sure enough, my energy walking into that room and the conversations we had was very different than it would be if I walked in with that negative self-talk, thinking that I wasn't right for that room. So again, it changed my behavior. It changed how I felt going in that room. You know, my hands weren't shaking anymore. I wasn't as nervous as I would have been. All right. The concept of cognitive distortions. Oh, this is okay. Negative patterns of thinking that contribute to pessimistic self-talk. How many times people out there that you don't give yourself a compliment? Instead, you give yourself kind of an insult, like, "Oh, I look like crap in these jeans," or like, "Oh, I'm a horrible public speaker. Oh, I can't do that. I'm an idiot," or something like that. How often does that kind of how often do these or this project's not going to go well? You start negative self-talking, and what happens? I'm willing to bet that nothing positive comes from these negative self-talks, and usually kind of results in the way that you're expecting. Not positive, pessimistic, and kind of ends probably pretty, you know, dead in the water. So again, that's I'm just skimming over these science things. All right. So Aaron Beck's cognitive therapy highlights the idea that changing one's thinking can lead to changing in feelings and behaviors. We talked about that. And there's this phrase, the synapse. It's like whatever fires together wires together. So the more we negative self-talk, the more we kind of believe that our brains and bodies don't understand if we're being joking or sarcastic to ourselves. So even if I don't even joke around anymore, I'm like, "Oh, I'm such an idiot." I don't even try to say that anymore, just because my body feels it. I know, like, I know I'm joking. However, my body doesn't, my brain doesn't. So I try to stay away from negative self-talk. All right. And let's see, a study of University of Michigan showed that using your own name in self-talk can increase motivation, self-regulation, positive self-talk can improve athletic performance, reduction in stress, enhance problem solving under pressure. Okay. All right. So positive self-talk, it says in psychology, can lower stress, change cortisol levels, which is your stress hormones and all that stuff. So let's kind of get into my personal experience with self-talk. You know, it could stem anywhere from, you know, being on the golf course with people, and, you know, you start kind of like, think about it. So if you're out there, whether you play pickleball, tennis, whatever you want to play, it doesn't matter what you play, and you're having a bad day. If you know, try this out next time you're having a bad day at one of these sports. Whenever you go for the ball, let's say I'm going to take golf for an example, because this has happened to me many times. So in golf, not good at all, don't care, but I kind of handle my own. But I notice if I have bad days in golf, they just keep getting worse. They keep getting worse. And I think a lot of that is because I'm talking a lot of crap to myself. Like, I'm really kind of digging into myself. "Oh, you're not going to make the shot. Oh, it's going to be another bad shot, another this." I notice when I start changing my mindset, when I start changing my self-talk, and really when I approach the ball, I say, "No, man, you're going to do great. Hey, it's going to get up there. It's going to roll down. You're going to have fun with it, all that." I would say the more often that I give this positive pep-up talk, self-talk, or whatever it is, I would say it's a higher percentage chance that the shot is actually a good shot. All right. So try it out next time. Try it out, whatever it is, when you're playing the sport. Actually, this over the break, you know, I was playing. So we were a big gaming family. We love playing video games. I have a VR set, and I was playing this first-person shooter game, and I'm usually pretty good at. But I was just kind of, you know, getting. You know, I had 2 kills. Everyone had like 25, whatever it is. Well, I started saying, you know, I suck at this. Man, I'm sorry, I'm sucking at this. Well, I started saying that, and I started getting worse. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try something out. And this is earlier this week because, you know, again, I've started thinking about this, and this is something we discussed in our home. I said, okay, how about this? I am good at this. You know, I'm probably going to win this. I'm a good shot. So anyway, so I started kind of pumping myself up, started saying out loud how I was, and it was all positive. It was all motivational. And sure enough, like, I won that game, going from, you know, 18, a spread of 18 kills less. And I won that game. We were playing badminton in the lawn, and my daughter, she was hitting the badminton, and she's like, or the shuttlecock. And she goes, you know, "Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this." And I said, whoa, we don't do that. So try saying, so we kind of coach her, kind of, hey, tell yourself you can do it. She's like, I can do it. I started doing that. She started crushing it. She started doing so good at playing a badminton. Again, the power of self-talk. It does something. It just changes kind of how you believe in yourself. Man, I mean, even with goals, just saying your goals out loud, just saying, just giving yourself. So there's a couple of ways that I kind of that I've noticed this self talk as well too. I remember, I know that some days I'll again going back to those grumpy days, it'll be pessimistic. I'll be in the car, be kind of crappy to my my family and just be stressful and kind of like everything's wrong and all that stuff. And I'll just shut off the music in the car and I will literally start talking to myself. I want you to try this too. I know it sounds silly. I know it sounds stupid, but who cares, right? So I will literally, for probably about 5 to 10 minutes, I'll shut the music off and I'll just kind of talk to myself. Hey, JP, what's going on right now? Well, I'm kind of pissed off this and that. Okay, well, why are you upset? What's going on? What's going on? Nah, JP, you got this. No, dude, you got this. You've done this, this, and this. You can do this. Dude, you got this. Like, what do you have to be upset about? You have a roof over your head. You have a loving family. You have this. So I literally kind of talk myself, off a ledge and kind of start being my own champion, start being my own coach. And within 5 to 10 minutes, I'm telling you, my attitude changes, my day changes, and how I progress changes throughout the day. So I know it sounds stupid, but give it a shot. Next time you're feeling bad, next time you're nervous about kind of walking into a meeting or dealing with something, try to talk yourself up. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes and really just, I know it sounds stupid, but get in your car, close the door, and just kind of talk to yourself. It may be silly kind of hearing yourself talk, but just who cares? All right. So if you can hear my voice, you can probably listen to your voice a little bit more pleasant. All right. Kids Crew, Oklahoma City. It was one of those things where it's like, I was like, oh, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Well, my wife and I went up there. Sure enough, we said, you know what? It's going to happen. Regardless, it's going to be a great time. We're going to do it. Within 12 hours of us changing how we talk, I'm not saying this is anything, but the thing sold out. Like, I'm not sure what it is, what kind of ingredients in this mix, but there is a certain power. There is a certain science behind talking yourself in a positive light. My wife gave me an example. I have a real tough time when it comes to like imposter syndrome, dealing with like success, achievement, setting goals, whatever it is, but I'm working on that. That's part of, this journey. And I hope whoever's out there on this journey with me, they're doing it as well. But my wife, she's like, you are so hard on yourself. Like, she's like, you are so hard. She goes, would you talk to your daughter that way? I said, no, absolutely not. She goes, would you talk to your daughter that way if she made a minor mistake or if she didn't believe in herself as much as she should? Oh, no, I wouldn't. Well, how would you talk to her? And I kind of went in how I talked to her. I was like, oh, no, like, hey, look, like, you got this. Like, hey, look, you try. Like, that's what matters. And I kind of, she goes, that's exactly how you should be talking to yourself. And I felt silly doing that. But she's like, if you can't pretend that your daughter's there, pretend it's your 10-year-old self. Pretend it's a little version of yourself. What would you tell yourself as a child, as a kid? You would take a different tone. You wouldn't have any negative self-talk or insult yourself or anything like that. So have a positive conversation with yourself. All right, let's see. That's kind of it kind of ties into everything. Whether it's setting goals, whether it's celebrating goals, whether it's imposter syndrome. And even these, where is it? I have it right here. Even talking yourself up. It just kind of, it kind of pumps you up. Anyway, all I'm going to say is if you're out there and you are having a tough day, or if you're not having a tough day, next time you catch yourself talking negative to yourself, change that. Give yourself 2 compliments and don't give yourself any negative because your brain doesn't know the difference. Change your realities by changing how you talk to yourself. All right. Talk to yourself either as a coach, or as someone that's pumping you up, a life coach, whatever, or as like you're your own kid, okay? There is power, there is reality on how we speak about ourselves. So if you're out there, and again, that's the whole point of this whole, this you crew, this IS to I am journey. The whole base of that is the imposter syndrome isn't us. It stems from childhood, whatever it was. However, utilizing the statement, I am good enough. I am ready. I am confident. Like I am going to crush this meeting. That's the entire program. The IS to the I am journey. By saying I am, it is one of the most powerful statements you can have out there. So if you're out there, I am, say it. Whatever follows that is your reality. So whatever follows I am, don't be negative. Be positive. So I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. I hope this helped. I know I kind of went on a little tangent, but that's all right. It's my podcast. And you enjoyed it. I hope you did. Feel free to spread the word, share it. And again, be kind, be positive to yourself, and you got this. All right. So again, stop the negative talk, stop the negative insults. Don't be hard on yourself after the holidays. Okay. Be positive, be complimentary, be your best friend, be your coach. All right, everyone. Have a great beginning of your of the year, and we will talk to you soon on Energy Crew. Put your energy in the right direction.